Hi, I'm Chef Andrew Parker.
And my name is Lalitha.
Today we're going to be making an Asian ginger salmon dish with broccoli and green and yellow beans.
And we're also cooking a side dish of quinoa. I actually like to encourage people to have fish, especially omega-3 fatty acid containing fish, 2 to 3 times per week. It has a lot of essential fatty acids that are beneficial for cardiovascular health and also for brain health as well.
Today we're going to be sauteing the salmon, browning it. Right here I have a mixture of freshly chopped ginger, low-fat soy sauce, and some water.
Low sodium soy sauce.
Sorry. You always want to heat your pan up first, because if you throw something in there right now, it's going to get soggy with the oil, and you want to let it cook right away. So we're going to let our pan heat up. I got it about on medium-high heat. We also got water boiling to blanch our vegetables. Now with broccoli, you only want to blanch broccoli for 20 seconds. You don't want to lose the texture, and you don't want to lose too much color. So you're just throwing it in very quick and then taking it out.
I love broccoli. It's a cruciferous vegetable. It has a lot of antioxidants that are beneficial in terms of preventing cancer. I encourage patients and clients of mine to eat broccoli at least 2 to 3 times per week. It's also one of those types of vegetables, it'll soak up the flavor of any dish you put it into. So we have this beautiful Asian ginger type of sauce going on here. That's going to soak up some of the flavor from the salmon and the sauce. It's going to taste fantastic. I love the produce section. This is my favorite part of the grocery store. We have our fruits to the right and our vegetables to the left, and there's so much color here.
Yeah, there is. Having a variety of color in your vegetables and fruits is important for getting all the different nutrients, vitamins and minerals and antioxidants that we need in our diet.
Absolutely. And vegetables and fruit are a great source of fiber as well. And the difference when it comes to our fruits and vegetables add that versatility, which makes it a lot of fun too.
Yeah, I agree.
How much oil did you put in that pan,
I put
Andrew?
about a tablespoon. You just really want to coat the bottom of it. You don't want to have it too much in there because it will soak your salmon.
And it's okay to cook with a little bit of oil. Remember those unsaturated fats, the liquids at room temperature like olive oil, canola oil, that's part of heart-healthy eating. But you don't want to have too much oil or fat in your diet because that can lead to higher cholesterol levels if it's a saturated fat and weight gain. Is this a wild salmon?
Yes, it's a wild sockeye salmon that we got. Nice fresh Canadian salmon. So now we're going to be browning it both sides. Just wanted to let it cook. And if you start peeling it off before it's cooked, it'll stick to that pan. Very gently.
Chef Andrew is sauteing the salmon right now, but there's so many other ways you can have salmon. If you want to bake it, it only takes about 15 minutes to bake in the oven. Also, there's canned salmon varieties as well. So this is a wild, canned, low sodium salmon. You can crack open one of these, make a salmon salad sandwich. So there's a lot of versatility when it comes to your salmon. And this is great because you can take the leftovers and you can toss it onto a salad the next day. It tastes wonderful cold or hot.
So now we're taking it out. When you're cooking salmon, you can cook it to medium well. A lot of people think it needs to be well done. Now we're putting that sauce in there and we're gonna let that ginger cook. And you just wanna cook you're gonna reduce it a bit.
Ginger's great. It adds so much fragrance to a dish, and it's also quite pungent, so you don't need a lot to add a lot of flavor. Ginger is great for digestive health, so if you're nauseous or if you have stomach upset, ginger is going to help with overall digestion.
Now the reason why I took that salmon out and put the liquid in is you're getting that flavor from that cooked salmon off the bottom of the pan, and now it's really going into the dish. So that's reducing. Now I'm going to put my salmon back in. And then I'm going to turn down the heat a bit. And let it cook. Now you want that broccoli to be a nice bright green still. You're only just blanching it quick.
And one thing over there, I noticed that you have the frozen green and yellow beans. And I think a lot of people, they shy away from frozen vegetables because they think they're of inferior quality, but they're actually picked at their peak moment. So they have a ton of vitamins and minerals inside of them.
Now add our beans. Let those cook a little longer than the broccoli.
I like it because we're getting two different types of vegetables, which is going to increase our exposure to different vitamins and minerals as well.
Don't want to cook it all the way. When it's well done, it's very dry. You don't get that salmon flavor, but it's preference as well. Now I'm going to add a little bit of water to this. I'll let that reduce down. There's still lots of flavor on the bottom of that pan. Turn it on high. And that'll be our glaze for our dish.
Quinoa, it's a high fiber, high protein grain. It's fantastic as a side dish. It's a very versatile grain. You can have it hot, you can have it cold, you can eat it savory, like what we're doing with this dish today, or I even have had people eat it like oatmeal in the morning. So when we're thinking about portion sizes, we want to be using about an 8-inch plate, and half of our plate should be vegetables. And I really encourage people to use a variety of vegetables, because if you can imagine with me, eating half a plate of broccoli could get pretty boring. So it's wonderful that we have the green and yellow beans plus the broccoli mixed in there. About a quarter of your plate should be that starch. And again, you want to opt for a starch that has a little bit of fiber and protein in it. That's going to give you more sustained energy throughout the day. It's not going to break down really quickly into your body. And then the other quarter of the plate, or the size of my palm, should be your protein portion. So the size of my palm is roughly about 3 to 4 ounces, or the size of a deck of cards.
So about half your plate, you said, right? Look at all those green vegetables.
I love the yellow in there. It's going to give it a burst of color. If you have really large plates, it's harder to stay within these dimensions here. So just what Andrew's doing right now in terms of serving off of a cider plate, it gives that visual effect of larger portions. And we have so much nutrients packed in this supper meal. And the one thing I like about this is we have some leftovers for tomorrow, maybe for lunch.
We can make a nice wrap out of that.
Awesome.